Hey guys, today we're going to talk about paddleboarding here in Central Oregon because of all the things that you can do here. It's probably one of the best activities to get you outside, get you active, stay cool, and see some pretty cool nature shit.
Hey, Kung Fu Panda.
Hey.
Let's go.
All right. It's a family trip. Let's go. All right, so paddleboarding is also known as like SUP, SUPs, right? That actually stands, if you didn't know, I didn't for a little while, for stand-up paddleboarding. Like I said, the more you know, right? Now, in my experience, man, I've known about stand-up paddleboarding for over 20 years. Back in 2005, okay, 19 years. Back in 2005, we were on our honeymoon in Maui, and I swore I thought I saw Jesus. There was this guy out on the water. He was miles out to sea and he was walking on water. And I asked the guy at the local surf shack what that was all about. He goes, oh yeah, that's so-and-so. He's a local here. Every day he paddles all the way out to Mokulini, like the crescent, if you've been there, you know. He paddles all the way out there. Now I had to look it up. That's 6 miles out to sea. That's a lot of paddling. So anyway, I kind of took that note. And then about 5-6 years later, I started seeing people paddleboard in Bend. It's pretty incredible. So it's a fun thing to do. Like I said, we're gonna take you on a tour of some of these lakes, some of these places you can do on the Cascade Lakes Highway, and we're gonna get after it right now. All right, now these are probably the top 5 lakes that I would say that you should probably hit if you're heading up the Cascade Lakes Highway to paddleboard. All right, now the first one we're gonna talk about is Todd Lake, and this is just past Bachelor. I mean, as soon as you get past Mount Bachelor, it's on the right. It's got incredible views of Bachelor as you're kind of heading up to it, right? And then, of course, the lake is beautiful. No motorized vehicles on the lake whatsoever. And although I've never actually paddleboarded it, you could just go there. We've been there. You could just tell it's a beautiful lake to check out. Oh yeah, and it also happens to be kind of the trailhead for the Broken Top Summit hike, which hopefully we'll be able to do a video on later as well. All right, now Sparks Lake is next, and Sparks Lake is pretty cool. It, you know, in the winter, it's kind of like this big meadow where everything collects, all of the snow from Bachelor and all the mountains collect. So in the springtime, there's a lot of water there. However, as it gets into the summer, you know, it kind of floats away or evaporates or does whatever it does, and it reveals this beautiful, amazing lake. I mean, it is very shallow, stays very warm, easy to access. I mean, it is right off of the highway there. And the coolest part, like I said, it is right in the saddle of all of those amazing mountains. I mean, Broken Top, Mount Bachelor, the Three Sisters, it's right there. So it's gotta have some of the most insane views of all the lakes we're talking about today. Now, the next one I'm gonna talk about is Devil's Lake. Now, just past Sparks, you're gonna go around a little bend. There's gonna be some lava rock on your right, and then you're gonna see this beautiful emerald pool on your left. Watch out, there's a lot of traffic there. Now, Devil's Lake is great. It's super shallow, the water's super clear. You can literally see to the bottom of it everywhere. Now, it's a little small, I'll give you that. And, you know, it's because it's right on the road, a lot of people see it and a lot of people go there because, you know, if you were a tourist and you didn't know what you're after, that would seem like a really awesome lake to go to, right? Like I said, it's also really crowded, and that's actually because it's also kind of the trailhead entrance to hiking and summiting the South Sister Mountain. So there might be 100 cars there, but only 20 people on the lake. That's because the other 80 are heading up the mountain. Beautiful lake, cool surroundings, but again, the lakes get even better. Elk Lake. Now, you see, if you stopped at Devil's, you would have never found Elk Lake. See, Elk Lake is where the cool kids go. It's big, it's deep, and it's cold. Not only that, Elk Lake actually has a resort. And so, you know, if you need something, they've got you covered. The day use area is a really great area. There's also a campground and stuff like that, but the day use area is a really great place. Lots of locals, lots of people from around Central Oregon go there for day trips, bring their paddle boards, the kids. It's family friendly. Elk Lake also has a restaurant there as well. So, you know, you can grab lunch after you've paddled, you know, around the lake. I'm just kidding. You probably won't paddle all the way around the lake. I mean, you could, but it's a long ways. All right, now we've come to our favorite lake, and you may already have guessed it if you're a local, if you've been here before, but we're at Hosmer Lake, and it's my favorite for a variety of reasons. Dang it, I shouldn't tell everybody this. I do this all the time. We talk about our favorite stuff, and then everyone's like, oh, way to talk about your favorite stuff. Now everyone's gonna go there. Well, whatever, it's okay. I'll tell you how this works in just a second. First of all, Hosmer Lake is a really great lake. I mean, it's just got all kinds of good stuff going on. It's a shallower lake, so it usually isn't quite so cold. Elk Lake can get pretty cold. It's shallow. It's got a really great little tule section. It's almost like two different lakes that are connected by a river, but it's not a river. It's just like these weeds, these tules, I don't even know what to call them, have grown up, and they create this really beautiful pathway. So, unlike other lakes, there's like a thing to do. Like the point and the goal is to navigate through the lake to get to the backside, because that's where it gets really special. Another thing that we love about Hosmer is that it's practically an aquarium. Like I said before, it's a really shallow lake, and it's got a lot of, you know, kind of aquatic life in the bottom of it, and you can just see the fish. They're everywhere. Whoa, that was a huge fish right there. Wow. It's also non-motorized. You can't have any motorized, you know, boats on it. And like I said before, it's gotten really, really popular. I remember back in the day, maybe 15 years ago, I could easily come down here with my drift boat and launch the launch. But nowadays, I wouldn't even dream of bringing my actual fishing boat out here because it's just too crowded. Some of the local tourist companies, you know, bring all of their clients down here. We call them kayak hatches. And, you know, it's a great lake. I don't really mind the pressure because I'll just get up earlier and I'll come here earlier in the day, and the lake's nice and calm and quiet. Again, Hosmer is my favorite lake to come paddleboarding. It's just got a little bit of everything. It's got spectacular views. It's got, you know, an objective to paddle through, and it's also a really great fishing lake. So I've spent many days out here actually fishing as well. It's funny, I like this lake so much that, you know, I ran into a sheriff one day while I was out here. And I asked him, I said, you know, why don't they actually pave the launch and make it bigger and allow for more parking and make it more accessible? And he had actually the best answer that I didn't know I was going to hear. He said, if we pave it and make it more accessible, more people will come. If we leave it kind of like it is, well, maybe people will stay away. Sounds good. Let's go back to Elk Lake. Now, most of this video we were talking about coming up to the high lakes, right? But the Deschutes River right in town is also a really great place to go paddleboarding. In fact, from like the Bill Healy Bridge all the way down through the old mill to the Whitewater Park is a really great stretch. And then from the Whitewater Park down to Mirror Pond is another really great stretch. The water's not too fast. It only provides enough resistance to get a good workout in, and it's a really great way to get out on the water. It's close to town. It's 5 minutes from basically anywhere in town. Have a good workout, get outside, see some people, and, you know, get a little bit of a workout in even. Okay, now if you are looking to do some paddleboarding here around the area and you don't have one, there are plenty of places in town where you can rent one. Tumalo Creek is just one that happens to come off the top of my head. But also if you're looking to buy one, I would recommend an inflatable one. It's just a little bit more versatile. You can inflate it, you can put it away in the wintertime. It doesn't take up as much space. But I would also recommend getting one that's a little bit more robust. We like these right here from JD Sups. They're really great, very hardy, very sturdy, rigid, robust paddle boards. And they're not gonna kinda, you know, get weird on you when you're out there. Trust me, I've seen plenty of people paddleboarding where they didn't inflate it enough, or it wasn't a high quality paddleboard, and you know, they're just kind of slogging through, like treading water, like underneath the water almost. It's not a good look. Spend the money and get a really nice paddleboard. It'll last you forever. Again, paddleboarding is a great activity to take part in here in Central Oregon. There's tons of other places to go. And perhaps we can do a part 2 on this at a later date. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you or someone you know is looking to buy or sell here in the area, my team's had a really great year this year. We've helped a lot of clients and we would love to help you too. Feel free to reach out to us at krommrealestate.com, or you could probably stalk us down in the description for our direct contact information. Thanks for watching. We'll see you over in the next video.